Okay, hi, I'm Pia Salmi and come from WSP, which is a very big company, worldwide company. I have almost 50,000 co-workers. And in Finland, we are about 650. And my area is urban planning. I'm the head of the design studio here in our company, which is based in Helsinki. I have 14 designers in my team, and we do urban design element design and all kinds of strategic planning for urban areas, also graphic design and wayfinding design, and then lighting design, which is a very strong area. Here you can have a short look of some of our design works. And from these buttons, you can later look for videos and examples, some more. But we do only urban spaces, outdoor spaces design, which is quite interesting, and also develop the services for people like public transport services or signet services. Okay, some of the buttons don't have any text, but doesn't matter. There are, of course, hundreds of methods that one can use for participatory working with people, but these are some methods that we use mainly. So, of course, workshops in all kinds of phases of the project with stakeholder groups and also citizens. Then we arrange seminars in the projects and do trainings also. And we use a lot of map polls and questionnaires, interviews, and do site walks with the citizens. And there in the blue buttons, you can see some methods that are mostly used by us. The ones that you can't see are like affinity diagrams, mind maps, future trend analysis, service maps, and user personas. And I will now tell you about one case study, which is this park and ride services development at the Turku city area. And this park and ride services are for cars and bikes. And the intention is to increase the use of public transport, biking and walking. And here are the methods that were used in this project. The ones that are in blue are participatory methods, and then there's normal like literature survey or our own ideas workshop that was done only by consultant group. But then in this Turku project, we used user polls, which included questionnaire and map survey, which were all online digital surveys. And then face-to-face interviews for 14 cities to learn about their goals and objectives for park and ride services in the cities. And after these phases, we did scenario workshops with the stakeholders, where we data from the user groups and then used them to make plans for the future. And also the meetings arranged in this project were quite like co-working meetings where we really had the chance to work towards some results together. And this user poll was advertised in city social media and web pages. And we think we got a really good amount of answers, almost 800, for 3 weeks time that this was open. Here you can see the ages of the people who had answered, and then the range of men and women. We don't know the reason why women answered more than men, but this is the result. And the map questionnaire we used was a Finnish made e-Harava tool, where you can zoom in and zoom out the map to find the most suitable park and ride places for you. And the people who answered were divided into categories based on where they live, because most of the people in this area live in this Turku metropolitan area here, and they would have this blue mark, and all the smaller surrounding cities have purple marks. This big map shows the not so detailed result, but then we can zoom in the map and see the really exact places that people showed that would be the best places for them to arrive with bikes or cars. And this was very useful for the project. And this is what the scenario workshops looked like. And this is actually the result of those workshops. They looked at 3 different scenarios. That first one was that idea that people could really change their car commuting to bikes, and then there would be a lot of more bike park and ride places in the area. And the second one would be that you can use both bikes and cars, but also they would have this new tramline system that the city doesn't have at the moment. They have only buses for public transport. And then the third one was the kind of a traditional one, where all the participants bikes and cars, and just pick up the closest park and ride parking place. And this is the result from the project meetings, where all the participants could do the common roadmap for the future and see what kind of actions they had to do to do the work to increase really the amount of use of bikes and public transport. There is of course a lot of infrastructure building that you have to do, and of course the enhancing the bike parking facilities at the main railway stations and other areas, because if you want to really invite people to leave your bike somewhere, it should be very safe and sheltered. So here are the pros and cons of these methods that were seen in this project. It was seen that the user poll system was good, the questionnaire and the map survey, because a lot of answers was received and it was easy for all to participate. And also it was easy to work with the results that we had from these methods. And one thing that we thought that really made people to participate was the prize, that you could win this top class Finnish retro bike from the when you participate. So it was something that people really wanted. Not that good thing was that we didn't reach much users over 70 years because the marketing was online. And then the interviews, this is a traditional method, but we saw that we got a lot of good exact information from the cities, and it was also good that cities could discuss together in these interview sessions. It was very time consuming, needed extra work, of course. And we think that it would be great if there would be a digital tool also for this kind of data collection or doing interviews, because not all of the participants can really find the time to come in these common meetings, and some of the interviews had to be done separately just for one city. Okay, and then these scenario workshops with the stakeholders. There we had a specialist speaker from UK that works a lot with the park and ride systems, and it was like good thing to start conversation, and had a lot of good discussion between cities and stakeholders about the scenarios of the future. And then, of course, because this is a meeting, not all the invited people could participate. And we thought that the invitation should be planned very well to interest all. The invitation should almost be like a planned for just that you could attract the people who you really want to participate in this kind of work. So we should tell in the invitation why we want you to participate. Oh, sorry. And then the participatory project meetings were good because they really progressed the things that we needed to discuss in the meetings. But of course, always when we use methods or workshops in meetings, it takes a little bit more time to prepare and also to make the or draw together the results from the workshops. And here we also think that it could be great to have a digital way to arrange meetings and also to like collect or analyze the data instead of just these old-fashioned methods of drawing and writing manually. But maybe now, as we have this Corona time, I think we have already learned a lot of these new kind of digital meetings tools and have used them already. So this helps also with the future projects. Okay, this was my presentation.